If you're over 60, there's something happening inside your body that most people never see coming. It's not about how much you weigh or what you look like on the outside. It's about what's quietly building up deep within. Right now, your body could be holding onto a type of fat that scientists call visceral fat, the kind that wraps tightly around your organs. This isn't the harmless fat you can pinch under your skin. It's the dangerous kind that silently releases hundreds of toxic chemicals into your bloodstream every single day, slowly affecting your heart, your liver, and even your brain. Researchers from Harvard Medical School recently uncovered something startling. Visceral fat isn't just sitting there. It's active, constantly, releasing more than 400 harmful compounds that disrupt your metabolism and damage your cells. It's one of the main reasons many people over 60 feel more tired, experience stubborn belly weight, and find it harder to stay healthy, even with good habits. But here's where it gets hopeful. In one Harvard-backed study, adults between 60 and 75 years old followed a simple, science-based protocol, no extreme diets, no punishing workouts, and they reduced their visceral fat by as much as 73% in just 30 days. That's life-changing. The results were so unexpected that researchers had to check their measurements 3 separate times just to be sure. This type of fat is sometimes called the silent killer because you can't always see it, but it affects everything from blood pressure to energy levels to your risk of diabetes. Dr. Samuel Klein from Washington University found that losing just 5% of visceral fat can add up to 7 extra years to your life expectancy. Imagine that, 7 more healthy, active years, simply by targeting this one hidden enemy. And the best part? It's absolutely possible. After 60, your body actually becomes more responsive to certain metabolic triggers, meaning that, with the right approach, you can burn visceral fat faster than someone half your age. In the next sections, we'll explore 5 powerful, evidence-based strategies that work with your body, not against it, to safely and naturally melt away this toxic fat. As we age, the way our body handles protein changes dramatically, and most people have no idea it's happening. You might think you're eating enough, but if you're not getting the right amount of protein at the right times, your body could actually be holding on to more visceral fat. Instead of burning it, let me explain why this matters. After 60, your muscles naturally begin to shrink, a process called sarcopenia. And when muscle mass goes down, your metabolism slows down right along with it. But here's the exciting part. You can reverse this simply by adjusting when and how you eat your protein. Study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition discovered that older adults need around 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal to trigger a process called muscle protein synthesis, the body's natural way of building and maintaining muscle. Every pound of muscle you have burns about 50 calories a day, even when you're just sitting still. Fat, on the other hand, burns only about 2. So the more muscle you maintain, the more your body becomes a natural fat-burning machine. The same study followed adults over 60 for 6 months and found something remarkable. Those who evenly spread their protein intake across breakfast, lunch, and dinner lost 23% more visceral fat than those who ate the same total amount but unevenly. So, it's not just how much protein you eat. It's when you eat it. Here's a simple rule of thumb. Start strong in the morning. Your body's been fasting overnight and cortisol, your stress hormone, is high. Protein-rich breakfast helps calm cortisol and flips your body into fat-burning mode. Think eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie, with at least 25 grams of protein within an hour of waking. For lunch and dinner, aim for a palm-sized portion of lean protein. Chicken, fish, tofu, beans, or lentils. Plan ahead. Batch cook some chicken. Hard-boiled eggs or lentil stew on Sunday, so you always have quick options. Ready, Dr. Douglas Padden Jones from the University of Texas found that this simple protein timing strategy increased metabolism by 14% in adults over 60, meaning your body burns more calories, even while watching TV. So, before you change your diet drastically, try changing your protein rhythm. Your metabolism might just wake up again. What if simply adjusting your room temperature could help your body burn dangerous belly fat, even while you rest? It might sound surprising, but scientists have discovered that mild cold exposure can wake up a hidden ally inside your body called brown fat. And this could be a game changer for anyone over 60. Here's how it works. Your body has two main types of fat, white fat, which stores energy. This includes the stubborn visceral fat that clings to your organs, brown fat, which burns energy to keep you warm. The magic lies in that second type. Unlike white fat, brown fat acts like a natural furnace, turning calories and even from visceral fat and into heat. The problem is, as we get older, brown fat activity slows down. But the good news? You can reactivate it. A fascinating study from MRI University found that adults over 60 who exposed themselves to mild cold for just 2 hours a day increased their brown fat activity by 45% and reduced visceral fat by 19% in just 4 weeks. And before you worry, no, you don't need to jump into ice baths or suffer in freezing weather. The study's participants simply lowered their room temperature to around for 2 hours each evening while wearing light clothing. That's it. This gentle cold exposure nudged their brown fat into action, burning white fat, especially visceral fat, for fuel. For an extra boost, researchers found that ending a warm shower with 30 seconds of cooler water, not icy, just refreshingly cool, activated brown fat for up to 4 more hours afterward. People who combined the cool shower with evening temperature adjustments saw 31% more visceral fat reduction compared to those who did only one. Even small actions help. Drinking a glass of cold water every couple of hours can burn extra calories as your body works to warm it up. About 100 calories a day, according to Japanese researchers. The key is to start slowly. Try cooler temperatures for 15 minutes at first, then build up over time. Within weeks, your body adjusts and becomes more efficient at burning visceral fat naturally. So before you think you need another workout or supplement, try letting your environment do some of the work for you. Your brown fat is ready. It just needs the right signal to wake up. Most of us have been told that what we eat is the most important part of losing weight. But recent research shows that when you eat may be just as critical, especially if you're over 60. Your body's metabolism runs on a rhythm, and when you eat in harmony with that rhythm, it naturally starts burning fat more efficiently, particularly the dangerous visceral fat. A groundbreaking study from the Salk Institute revealed something truly eye-opening. Adults over 60 who ate all their meals within an 8-10 hour window each day lost up to 47% more visceral fat than those who ate the same number of calories spread throughout the day. This approach isn't about starving yourself or skipping meals. It's called time-restricted feeding. Think of it as giving your body a schedule that aligns with its natural cycles. Here's what happens. During the hours you're not eating, your body switches from burning glucose, sugar, to burning fat for fuel. And visceral fat, the deep belly fat around your organs, is the first to go. The sweet spot for most people is eating between 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. That gives your body about 14 hours overnight to rest, repair, and burn stored fat. During this fasting period, your system activates something called autophagy, your body's internal cleanup mode that removes damaged cells and helps your organs function more efficiently. Dr. Sachin Panda, who led the Salk Institute study, found that this simple shift didn't just melt away visceral fat. It also improved sleep quality, stabilized energy, and even supported heart health. Participants didn't count calories or follow special diets. They just changed when they ate. If you're new to this, start slowly. Begin with a 12-hour eating window, if, for example, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for a week or two. Then shorten it by 30 minutes each week until you reach 10 hours. This gradual approach prevents stress or fatigue while giving your metabolism time to adapt. Few tips to make it easier. Stay hydrated. Water, black coffee, or herbal tea are fine during fasting hours. Make your first meal count. Include protein and healthy fats to steady your blood sugar. Avoid late-night snacks. Eating close to bedtime keeps insulin high and slows fat burning when your meals follow your body's natural rhythm. Your metabolism works smarter, not harder. And best of all, this approach gives your body time to rest, heal, And finally, let go of that stubborn visceral fat that's been holding you back for years. When most people hear the word fiber, they think of digestion or regularity. But new science has uncovered something far more powerful, especially for people over 60. Certain types of fiber don't just help your gut. They actually instruct your body to burn visceral fat for energy. Researchers at Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center made an incredible discovery. They found that every 10 grams of soluble fiber consumed daily led to about a 3.7% reduction in visceral fat over time. And when participants combined soluble fiber with specific prebiotics, their visceral fat dropped by an amazing 8.4% in just 3 months. So what makes soluble fiber so effective? It works in 3 powerful ways. It forms a soft, gel-like substance in your digestive system that slows down sugar absorption, preventing the sharp insulin spikes that trigger fat storage around your organs. It feeds the good bacteria in your gut, the kind that produce short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, a compound that literally signals your body to use visceral fat as fuel. It improves fullness and appetite control, helping you eat less without feeling deprived. The best part? You don't need exotic supplements. The most effective sources of soluble fiber are simple and natural, and you can find them at your local grocery store. Konjac root, glucomannan. Just 3 grams before your main meal can reduce visceral fat by 12% in 8 weeks. You can find it in shirataki noodles or as a fiber supplement. Ground flaxseed. 2 tablespoons a day can reduce visceral fat by 9%. Make sure it's freshly ground or pre-ground and stored in the fridge to keep its active compounds intact. Beans and lentils, packed with both soluble fiber and plant protein, a perfect combination for steady fat loss. Timing matters too. Taking fiber before a protein-rich meal amplifies fat burning by about 40%, according to the same study. You can think of fiber as the spark that sets your metabolism into motion. To boost results even more, add prebiotic foods like garlic, onions, or Jerusalem artichokes. These nourish your gut bacteria and create a powerful metabolic ripple effect. Participants who ate just 2 cloves of garlic daily saw 27% higher levels of fat burning bacteria in their gut within 2 weeks. When your gut is balanced and nourished, your body naturally shifts out of fat storage mode and into fat burning mode. After 60, that internal balance becomes even more important, and the right fiber can make all the difference. Sometimes the most powerful health breakthroughs are also the simplest, and this one might surprise you because it has nothing to do with diet or exercise. Recent research from the University of Copenhagen found that a specific breathing technique practiced for just 15 minutes twice a day triggered remarkable visceral fat loss in adults aged 60 to 79. The participants didn't change their meals, routines, or workouts, yet they lost 42% more visceral fat than those who didn't use the breathing method. So, what's going on here? It all comes down to the vagus nerve, a long, wandering nerve that connects your brain to your heart, lungs, and digestive organs. Think of it as your body's communication highway between stress and calm. When activated, the vagus nerve tells your body you're safe, you can relax, and when your body relaxes, it naturally shifts from storing fat to burning fat. Here's the technique the researchers used. Sit or lie down comfortably. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. Breathe in through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 7 counts, then slowly exhale through your mouth for 8 counts. Focus on keeping your belly, not your chest, moving as you breathe. This kind of deep belly breathing activates the vagus nerve and releases a powerful neurotransmitter called acetylcholine, which directly signals your body to release stored energy from visceral fat cells. Timing makes a big difference. Do 1 session in the morning right after waking, when cortisol, your stress hormone, is highest. Studies show this lowers cortisol by up to 37% in just 15 minutes, effectively turning off your body's fat storage mode for the rest of the day. The second session, done between 3-5 p.m., prevents the afternoon cortisol spike that can lead to midsection fat storage. After a week or 2, many participants reported that the practice became almost automatic. Their breathing slowed, their shoulders dropped, and their body felt lighter, calmer, and more energized. The beauty of this method is that it's free, safe, and deeply restorative. When combined with other evidence-based habits like mindful eating, proper sleep, and steady movement, it creates a cascade of benefits that go far beyond weight loss. Your breath isn't just oxygen. It's a message to your body. And when you send the right message, your body listens. When it comes to visceral fat loss, doing just one healthy habit can help. But when you combine several, especially the 5 proven methods we've discussed, the results don't just add up, they multiply. In a groundbreaking study from the University of Exeter, researchers followed adults aged 60 to 80 who practiced at least 3 of these key habits consistently. A 12-hour overnight fast, a high-protein breakfast, morning sunlight and hydration, a soluble fiber with prebiotics, controlled breathing or stress reduction after just 12 weeks. Participants who combined these 3 or more habits reduced their visceral fat by an average of 32%. Meanwhile, those who only did one habit at a time lost less than 8%. Why such a big difference? It's all about synergy. Each method supports a different system of your body. And when those systems work together, your metabolism becomes naturally efficient. Again, the fasting window gives your body time to repair cells and flush out old fat. Protein-rich meals stabilize. Blood sugar and fuel lean muscle. Morning sunlight resets your circadian rhythm, keeping hormones balanced. Soluble fiber and prebiotics feed the gut microbiome, which regulates inflammation and fat. Storage-controlled breathing tells your nervous system to relax, shutting down cortisol-driven fat storage. When you combine them, your body shifts from a chaotic state to a coordinated rhythm, the same kind of harmony you had in your younger years when energy felt effortless. Many people over 60 notice the change within weeks. They wake up feeling clear-headed, cravings disappear, and that stubborn belly softens. The scale might only move slightly at first, but the real change is happening underneath. In your organs, your energy and your confidence. The key is consistency, not perfection. You don't need to do everything perfectly from day one. Start by picking 2 habits, say, the morning protein and the breathing exercise, and make them part of your day. Once they feel natural, add a 3rd. Over time, you'll build momentum, and your body will respond faster with each layer you add. Remember, transformation after 60 doesn't require intensity. It requires alignment. And when your daily habits begin to align with your body's natural design, that's when the magic truly happens. Science gives us the data, but real people give us hope. And when you see how powerful these simple daily habits can be in the lives of men and women over 60, it becomes clear transformation doesn't depend on age. It depends on alignment and consistency. Let's start with Margaret, a 67-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. For years, she struggled with fatigue, high blood pressure, and stubborn belly fat. She thought it was just part of aging. But when she began practicing 12-hour overnight fasting, added a protein-packed breakfast, and started deep breathing twice a day, everything changed. Within 10 weeks, Margaret's visceral fat dropped by 28%, her energy levels doubled, and her doctor reduced her blood pressure medication for the first time in 15 years, she says. I didn't feel like I was dieting. I felt like my body was finally remembering how to heal itself. Then there's Alan, a 72-year-old widower who decided to make one change at a time. He began each morning with a glass of water, 10 minutes of sunlight, and a fiber supplement containing glucomannan. In 3 months, his waist size dropped from 42 to 38 inches, without changing his meals or exercise routine. When his doctor ran a scan, Alan's visceral fat had decreased by 33%, and his blood sugar normalized for the first time in years. These aren't isolated cases. In a large-scale clinical trial at the Salk Institute on Aging, adults aged 60 to 79 who combined mindful eating, controlled breathing, and prebiotic fiber experienced an average 30% reduction in liver fat and visceral fat in just 90 days, with no extreme diets or gym workouts. Even more remarkable, MRI scans showed that the fat surrounding their hearts and kidneys also reduced, lowering their risk of heart disease by nearly 40%. What's happening is simple but profound. These habits work with your body's natural rhythm instead of against it. They quiet inflammation, balance hormones, and reactivate the metabolic pathways that slow down with age, Margaret. And Alan didn't need willpower or restriction. They needed guidance and gentle, science-based steps. And when the body feels supported, it does what it was designed to do: restore balance, heal, and thrive. In today's world, it's easy to be tempted by promises of rapid results. The lose 10 pounds in a week diets, the detox teas, or the miracle supplements that claim to melt fat overnight. But for anyone over 60, those quick fixes can do far more harm than good. The truth is, your metabolism, hormones, and muscle composition change with age. What worked at 30 may now disrupt your delicate internal balance, especially when it comes to visceral fat, the dangerous kind that wraps around your organs. Rapid fat loss often means losing muscle, not fat. Studies from the Mayo Clinic show that adults over 60 who lose weight too quickly experience a 30% reduction in muscle mass for every 10 pounds lost. That muscle loss slows metabolism, weakens your core, and makes it harder to keep the weight off. And here's something even more concerning. When your body loses weight too fast, your liver becomes overloaded with toxins and fatty acids released from shrinking fat cells. This can cause temporary spikes in liver inflammation and elevated stress hormones, like cortisol, which, ironically, trigger more visceral fat storage once the diet ends. That's why sustainable change always outperforms speed. When you take a gradual, balanced approach, focusing on gut health, controlled breathing, nutrient timing, and consistency, your body feels safe. And when it feels safe, it releases fat naturally, without the rebound effect that follows crash diets. For older adults, slow fat loss offers deeper benefits beyond appearance. It improves energy stability, preserves muscle strength, supports bone density, and enhances emotional resilience. In one long-term study published in the Journal of Gerontology, participants over 65 who lost fat gradually over 6 months, just 1.5 pounds per week, improved their insulin sensitivity by 52%, lowered blood pressure by 18%, and kept the weight off for over 2 years. So, instead of aiming for dramatic changes, aim for steady harmony. If you lose even 5 to 10% of your visceral fat over a few months, your organs start working more efficiently. Your sleep improves and your confidence returns. Remember, real transformation isn't a sprint. It's a restoration, and every small, consistent step you take helps rebuild the trust between your body and your mind. Slow progress isn't failure, it's wisdom in motion. By now you've seen that restoring your health after 60 isn't about restrictions or impossible goals. It's about realignment. You've learned how fasting, protein timing, sunlight, fiber, and mindful breathing work together to quiet inflammation, balance hormones, and awaken your body's natural rhythm. The final step is learning how to make these practices part of your life, not a temporary program, but a sustainable rhythm that feels natural and rewarding. The secret lies in habit stacking. Instead of trying to overhaul everything at once, connect each new habit to something you already do daily. For example, as soon as you wake up, drink your first glass of water. That's your hydration and sunlight. Trigger. When you brew your morning coffee, prepare your protein-rich breakfast. While waiting for lunch, practice 1 round of the 4-7-8 breathing technique. After dinner, start your 12-hour fast by simply noting the time. These small anchors turn health routines into automatic behaviors. Within weeks, your brain begins to associate these actions with calm, energy, and accomplishment. What once felt like discipline becomes a form of self-care. Keep motivation alive. Track how you feel, not just what you weigh. Notice your sleep quality, digestion, mental clarity, and mood. Research from the University of Michigan found that adults who focused on daily well-being markers were 60% more likely to maintain healthy habits long-term than those who focused only on the scale. Another powerful tool is community and accountability. Share your progress with a friend, partner, or support group. Celebrate small wins, an extra hour of energy, a better night's sleep, a looser waistband. Because every one of those moments is proof that your body is responding. Most importantly, treat this as a lifelong partnership with your body. It's not about chasing perfection or youth. It's about building trust, When you listen to your body's cues, hunger, rest, calm, and respond with kindness instead of control, it begins to work with you again. Transformation after 60 isn't about turning back time. It's about turning inward, reclaiming your strength, your balance, and your vitality one mindful choice at a time. Your body is always listening, and now it's finally ready to respond.